centered around streamlining the org and transitioning. So regrettably, multiple positions will be impacted immediately. And as a result of the restructuring, your employment has been impacted as well. So do you want to take it from there?
Yep, absolutely. The last thing that I want to share with you is that you will have access to job site where you may apply for open roles. And there's a few newly created roles with this change. But again, there'll be more in detail conversation when somebody reaches out to you from HR.
Thanks for chatting about this, and I guess we'll be in touch. Appreciate it.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Fuck you. I just got laid off. When it rains, it fucking pours, let me tell you. This is one of the most stressful moments in my entire life. I'm at home in Iowa, taking care of my mom, and there's just a lot going on in my life right now. And I'm so stressed, I can't even cry, Like, I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm like, this isn't real. Holy fuck.
Okay, perfect. And this will be a brief call. I just want to kind of go over some quick bullet points of the email I'm going to send you.
Okay.
And then you'll have a chance to set up an additional one-on-one. The biggest thing that you'll want to do today by 5 o'clock, so...
Oh, the call ended. It's been about a week since I got laid off, about a week and a day. It's honestly been really nice not having to work, to be quite honest, I'm not gonna lie. So this isn't my usual video, right? I like to make commentary videos or like vlogs sometimes. I like to be silly, funny, haha, I feel like a lot of times the videos I make reflect what I'm currently interested in, or maybe something that I'm going through. So like the Kendrick Lamar beef consumed my whole life for a moment, so I made a bunch of videos on that. And then the Olympics were happening, so I made a video on sports, or 90 Day Fiance, whatever. I'm at a point in my life currently where there's just too many stressful things going on. I can't put on a little silly face and try to think of a video topic to talk about, because right now I just kind of need to get some stuff off my chest. So this is probably gonna be a different type of video. If you don't want to watch it, I get it. I'll see you in the next one. It'll be funny, it'll be silly for those who are interested in me and like my life and stuff. Hey, stick around. I'm at my parents' house due to a couple things. There's a family emergency within my family, as well as a family emergency within my boyfriend's family. We're both from Iowa, and both of our parents live here. And it just sucks that it's happening at the same time. So it's just been really mentally draining, very hard. Oh, there's a cloud. We live in Arizona, so yeah, it was a very unplanned trip. It's been very, very stressful. So to get laid off on top of that while I'm in Iowa, it was just kind of like a slap in the face. But at the same time, again, it feels really good not to have to worry about working during this time, I will say. Because the first week having to work and like trying to deal with all of this, it was really, really hard. I was not present at all. So I won't go into too much detail about that. But so funny enough, I actually wanted to make a video of me quitting my job and like document the process of like the ups and downs of corporate America, and mainly the downs, honestly. The ups is just the paycheck. But document my journey of like quitting and then, pursuing my passion, which is YouTube. It's September 21st. It's a Wednesday. And I feel myself starting to slowly go back into this like rut and negative state of mind. I'm realizing that a lot of this negativity stems from the fact that I hate working a corporate job. Even if I were to apply to different jobs, I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. This is the youngest I will be ever right now. And I don't want to look back on my life and think like, good thing I played it safe and stayed in the corporate job and did the pay. My mental health is not doing well in this job. I was waiting to get my first dollar from YouTube before I actually like quit, because I wanted to just at least see that it was possible for me to make money from it and actually pursue this as a career. But yeah, I got laid off instead. and I'm still not making money from YouTube at this moment in time. I do have 1,000 subscribers now, a little bit over 1,000. So that's a milestone. That's very exciting for me. And thank you if you are subscribed to me. It really does mean a lot. This has been a dream of mine since I was 9 years old. But anyway, I worked for a Fortune 500 company. They laid off over 2,000 people last year, 2023. And then almost a year later, they laid off like 200, 300 more people, including myself and my coworkers, my boss, everybody. You know, I was miserable in this job. I hated it. I'm tired of working with people who treat me like shit. This is not my dream. It's October 18th, 2023. The depression started creeping in, I would say, at the beginning of September. I have been sick for 2 weeks. I'm not super sick anymore, but I was sick. I feel like it is due to stress. And now I have had a headache for almost 72 hours straight. I've never had that happen before. And I'm in the process right now where I have to choose between my happiness or being able to survive financially, right? And there is a part of me that feels guilty that I don't feel lucky to be in this position. I feel like I'm grateful to an extent, but this is not how life should be. I have been contemplating quitting for the longest time. It was not that bad up until last year's layoff. Like, the job was tolerable. I worked from home. The people I worked with were nice. Everything was chill. My boss was great, and a woman. And then the layoffs happened. My boss got laid off. I got a new boss, new team members. My job function changed. My manager was super micromanagey. Like, you know, you'd think working from home, you'd feel like you have more freedom, but it felt like I could feel him breathing down my neck from whatever state he lives in. You know, no one really cared to get to know me. It's November 17th. I am feeling very mentally drained. I've been stressed since September, it feels like. I just had a rash on my face. It's kind of going away now. Don't know what that's from, probably stress. Also, I've been having a lot of headaches, so now I have an MRI scheduled, so that's cool. There have been so many changes at the company that I work for. They have laid off 2,000 plus people. My manager got laid off, so I have a new manager, a new team, new people to work with. My job function is changing. I didn't apply. I feel like I'm being forced to work a job that I didn't apply for with a new team that I didn't want to work for. My boss is just too invasive, too micromanagey. He tries to act nice, but then he expects me to be available whenever he wants. He told me he was running a few minutes late for a meeting. A few minutes turned into 30. Hey, not like I don't have shit to do. My time is not being respected. My emotions and my feelings are not being respected. Absolutely not. Those are just like non-existent. Like, you have feelings? No, you're not allowed to have feelings. You're an employee. You're supposed to be a robot. You're supposed to be a puppet. My life and my job are two separate things. I have boundaries when it comes to work. And, you know, I don't want to come off as super entitled or anything, because I am very grateful for the opportunity that I got to be there and, you know, learn and make money, obviously. It was my first adult job, and it was great to be able to work from home. I'm very grateful for that. But it just got to a point where the people were really toxic. They were encouraging us to work overtime. We get salary, so we don't get paid overtime, but they're encouraging us to work more, setting all of these unrealistic goals, you know, trying to make us return to office, which we protested and won, because we would be in a random office with random people doing our job that we can do at home. That just, yeah, I think they were just trying to make people quit. Grateful I didn't have to go to an office, but yeah, it was a very toxic work environment. There were people who would try to like sabotage other people's work, people who would work late nights and on the weekends just to try to beat other people, and it didn't feel like a team environment. It felt like very competitive, even though we were all doing the same thing, trying to achieve one goal. But there's just the people there made it fucking horrible. And I had one person who was like a good friend of mine who I still am in contact with her today, and I hope I'm in contact with her forever. She's a great person, and she was kind of on the same page as me, and we both were kind of outspoken. We didn't really tolerate, you know, bullshit. And, you know, there was a point where I stuck up to my manager because he was just treating me differently. You know, I have never experienced unfair treatment in the workplace until corporate. I'm experiencing unfair treatment in the workplace, and like I feel powerless, like I can't do anything about it. It's February 2nd, 2024, and I'm still too scared to quit. I'm struggling between the fear of quitting and then not having any income and having to fucking struggle and figure out what I'm gonna do to pay rent. I have savings, but after a certain amount of time, it's like, then what? I hate how people can get away with treating people differently just because they're considered higher up. And, you know, other people could do certain things, but I couldn't. When I did it, it was a problem. And, you know, that fucks with your head a little bit. He was gaslighting me, making me think that I don't know how to do my job. He would, you know, I would get in trouble for doing certain things, but other people on my team could get away with doing certain things. And it was very minor things, like nothing, like we were still doing our job, but it just made our job easier. But if I did it, it was a problem. But if another guy on our team did it, it was fine. You know, my manager would constantly miss meetings and then expect me to just kind of meet with him when he has time. It didn't matter what my schedule looked like. It really reinforced the fact that he just did not care about me as a person, did not listen to what I was saying. He did not treat me like a... There's a bee. I think that was a wasp, actually. Anything with a stinger, I'm scared. Anyway, what was a good job turned into a very toxic environment. And, like, it's easy for people to watch this and be like, oh, you get to work from home. Like, what do you have to complain about? You know, if you were in my situation, maybe you'd think differently. Maybe you wouldn't. Maybe you would just tolerate it and not care. But for me, I'm not the type of person to sit back and just get treated poorly and then not say anything about it or do anything about it. So me and my boss butted heads a lot. I'm so happy I don't ever have to speak to him again. Very grateful for that. You know, I don't know what I was hanging on for. I think part of me did fall into the trap of, like, needing benefits. And, you know, American healthcare is so expensive. And if you don't have a job, you won't be able to, you know, go to the doctor or anything like that. I definitely know I'm going to quit. I can't do this. Am I scared? Yeah. I'm terrified. That's why I'm still here. I need health insurance. I need to have an MRI. And this is how they fucking trap you. This is how they trap you into a job that you don't want, by offering benefits, which honestly, insurance is kind of a scam anyway. But I'm so scared to quit, but I just know in my heart and soul, this is not how I want my life to be. I almost just cried because it's scary to even think about. This is not how I want my life to be. And I am glad that I got laid off instead of quitting, because at least I get a severance, and then I get COBRA insurance after that, and so that is like a little bit of a cushion, but it doesn't take away the fear, you know, of not having a job in America in 2024, where everything is so expensive. The world feels really scary and crazy. The job market is trash. Over the course of this past year, I have applied to a bunch of jobs. I had one interview, didn't go well, the pay was horrible, and I could just tell the vibes were off immediately. What the job market is offering and what they're expecting doesn't add up. But I do believe, like, everything happens for a reason. I am, you know, grateful that the layoff happened. I wish it would have happened after all of this stressful stuff, but at the same time, it is what it is. I hope, you know, things work out for the best, whatever that is. I'm still going to be making videos and trying to pursue this and take it more seriously now than I ever have. Once I get back to Arizona anyway, I need a break after all of this. My brain can't even, like, formulate a plan at the moment. I think I have to wait until I get back to Arizona to, like, sit down and figure out what I'm actually going to do to get my shit together. But at this moment in Iowa, girl, I'm stressed. I'm depressed. I'm anxious. Not super anxious or depressed, but it does hit me every once in a while. But yeah, so if you're going through a layoff, or like you just quit your job because you were miserable, you're not alone. I was gonna quit eventually. I don't know when. I kept saying I was gonna quit and then I never did. So I think the layoff needed to happen for me to leave. But, you know, I watched a YouTube video of this guy. He was a neurosurgeon and he quit his job because it was just unethical. And that's exactly how I felt. The things they said about the clients and the people that, like, the leadership meetings, the way they would talk about people was just so fucked up. Another thing they were asked about work-life balance, and they basically just said that doesn't exist. So just to give you an idea of the type of company I was working for. I have been a workaholic pretty much my whole life. And I think it is finally time that the universe is telling me, like, it's time to breathe and take a moment and focus on your happiness. And that's exactly what the fuck I'm gonna do. Once all of this is over and I can feel happiness again, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. It makes me so angry and sad that we live in a world where people really just are not valued. It's all about work, and we're all slaves for capitalism. It's ridiculous. And I wish there was something that I could do about it, or that we could do about it. Like, everyone has to pay the bills, but everyone also deserves to be happy and have a life and do things that they enjoy and be with their families and be with their friends. And yeah, no longer being a part of corporate is very freeing, but it's also just very scary. I'm hopeful that things will work out. I'm also just scared because it feels like a lot of bad things have been happening to me lately, and I'm just like, please, I just need like a miracle. But people have it worse. Like, I have it pretty good. Like, I'm very grateful to have this yard to sit in. I have an apartment in Arizona. I get to stay with my parents' house. They have a nice house. You know, I'm not here to like complain or throw a pity party for myself. I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about my experience. I feel like a lot of people are getting laid off now. I think we are on the verge of like some sort of revolution in the workplace. I don't know how or when, but it just feels like there's something brewing. But I think I said all I needed to say. Yeah, again, this isn't my usual style of video. If you enjoyed it or this resonated with you, let me know. My next video will be different than this, but if you did watch this, I really appreciate it. My name is Maddie the Baddie, your new favorite YouTuber, and this was my little video diary. Hope to see you in my next video. Bye! To future me, I really hope you're a full-time YouTuber at this point and making money doing something that you are passionate about and not being told what to do by a stupid old white man. Shit makes me sick.